Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be getting into my current skincare routine. It has been a while since I've done a dedicated skincare video, sharing what products I'm using, what I'm loving, what my routine looks like. So that's what we're going to be getting into today. If you are new here to my channel or you've recently subscribed, welcome. My name is Lauren. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to hang out with me and chat about beauty goodness. I hope that if you're not subscribed, you'll consider clicking the button or you'll come back and see more of my videos again in the future. I just posted like an epic decluttering series last week, so if you haven't watched that, I will link that playlist for you guys in the description box and also in the cards. Also, I just want to throw it out there. I woke up this morning and the weather app said it was -2 degrees outside. We are having some insane weather here in New England. My husband's car was literally frozen shut when he tried to go out to work this morning. It's crazy. So the wind is howling, plow trucks are going by, so I apologize in advance if there is some background noise in this video. I still wanted to film, I didn't want to wait, so we're just gonna have to roll with it for today. Anyway, back to the reason why you're here. Let's start talking a little bit about my skin, my skincare routine, and what the current situation looks like. So for the most part, I have extremely oily skin. The majority of the year, I'm a giant grease ball. Right now, it's winter, it's -2 degrees outside. I have forced air heat, which is kind of blasting 24/7. So I tend to be the most dry at this time of the year. I'm never really fully dry, but sometimes I will get dry patches and still be kind of oily in the T-zone, so you could call me more combination right now. But my skincare routine definitely switches up quite significantly in the winter months because of the fact that I'm not full on grease mode. So hopefully for those of you who are more normal to dry, there will still be a few recommendations from this video that might help you out, because I definitely have been incorporating more hydrating products into my routine in the last month or so, because I found it's really helped with my skin staying in balance. So why don't we start out talking about cleansers. Now I am a morning showerer, so I tend to wash my face in the morning when I take a shower and then wash it again at night when I'm taking off my makeup. So I do typically use different products to wash my face in the morning versus at night, because in the morning I want something that's pretty gentle and I don't need the makeup removal. So I just want something that's going to make me feel a little bit refreshed and remove any skincare from the night before. Something that's very new to me but I am absolutely loving is the Pixi Rose Cream Cleanser. This is kind of like a clay-based cleanser, but it's extremely hydrating. It leaves your skin feeling so soft and clean without stripping it at all. So this to me is a perfect morning cleanser because it makes my skin feel nice. I feel like it preps it well for makeup, and it's very, very soothing and gentle. I also am a huge fan of Derma cleansers. They are some of my favorite and they're very affordable. The Anti-Wrinkle cleanser is kind of like my favorite year-round for morning or even for night if I've already taken off my makeup, because this has glycolic acid in it. It provides gentle chemical exfoliation. It smells fruity and delicious, and it just gets your skin super clean with, again, not leaving it feeling stripped or dry or tight or anything like that. It's kind of amazing. But I also do like the hydrating cleanser, and especially right now because it is so dry and cold, this one is just a little bit more nourishing than the Anti-Wrinkle. I feel like they're similar. They're both gel-based cleansers. I like them both, but this is what I have been using on my nights that I've been wearing minimal to no makeup to wash my face before I go to bed. So I don't love this for makeup removal if I'm wearing a lot of makeup. We'll get into what I use for that in a minute. But if my makeup's already been taken off and I just want a good refresh, this guy is really great. And then the final gel type cleanser that I think is amazing is this brand new one from Wander Beauty. This is the travel size version. It's their Drift Away cleanser. It just launched, but I had a chance to try this out for 30 solid days back between November and December. I was part of a consumer research study that Wander was doing, so I didn't know anything about it at the time. I just had a basically unmarked bottle of cleanser, and I had to use it every day for 30 days and then share my thoughts with the brand. It was kind of a cool experience, and I Absolutely love this. I'm so excited to have it in my collection again because it is a very luxurious, like very lathery cleanser. Like it just foams up really beautifully. It makes your skin feel really, really clean, but it's not too stripping or too drying. I would like using this morning or night, although I tended to use it more in the morning than for makeup removal. I can't speak as much to its makeup removal properties, but yeah, as a morning cleanser, I loved this. I thought it was really nice. It's a little bit more splurgy than the other couple of cleansers that I've mentioned, but if you want something a little on the bougie side that's just gonna make you feel really, really clean, this is good stuff. So when it comes to makeup removal, honestly, it kind of depends on how much makeup I'm wearing. If I've got like a full face of glam on with lashes and the whole 9 yards, my favorite thing to do to take all that off is to use a cleansing balm. I have been loving the Farmacy Green Clean Makeup Melt Away. This stuff is amazing. It smells legit like a lime popsicle, kind of looks a little bit like sherbet. And with it being an oil-based cleanser, it's very, very hydrating for the skin, and it really, really breaks down all that makeup, including stuff that's waterproof and really like long wearing and stuck on there. But unlike some other balm cleansers that I've tried, this one actually like rinses off pretty clean. I don't feel like it leaves a lot of residue or film on my skin. If you want to make sure you really get it off, I would suggest going in with a damp washcloth to remove your cleansing balm. That is not only going to provide a little bit of exfoliation for you, but it's going to really make sure you're getting all the makeup and all the balm off. But inevitably, there's almost always a little bit of residual eye makeup around my eyes after I use cleanser. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like mascara is the gift that keeps on giving, and no matter how many times I wash my face, there's always still more mascara that appears. Like the next morning I'll wash my face again, and then more mascara will come off. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I just put on too much mascara. But in those situations where I want to get that off and kind of get rid of that raccoon eye situation, I am currently super loyal to Bioderma. I am a believer. I understand now why this is so hyped. I think it's amazing. It is so gentle. It's like essentially putting water on your eyes. It does not sting or irritate them at all, but it works really well. It really gets makeup off, and it will leave your eye area basically nice and naked and fresh. While we're on the topic of Bioderma, I just wanted to quickly mention what I actually use along with my micellar water to take my makeup off. I have two different cottons here, one that's hella expensive and one that's super cheap, and honestly, they're both pretty good. I sprung for the Shiseido facial cotton during one of the last Sephora sales, and I will say these are really nice. They're little cotton rectangles, so they're not rounds like you're used to, but this is legit some of the softest cotton I've ever put on my face. It's super, super luxurious feeling, and it's very sturdy. It can absorb a lot of liquid. They don't ever fall apart, and they don't like pill or leave anything behind on your face. They're really great, and you get, I forget how many in here. Okay, 165 cotton squares for about $8, or maybe they were 10 and I got them on sale for $8. They're somewhere in that range. If you want a more affordable alternative, one of the best cheap cotton rounds I found out there are the Equate brand, which is the Walmart house brand. They're just standard cotton rounds are amazing. These do not break apart at all. They're not quite as soft as the Shiseido ones, but they get the job done, and the fact that they again can hold a lot of liquid and they don't start to pull apart, they don't pill and leave little cotton bits all over your face is excellent. So these are a handy little secret if you want to stock up on some cheap cotton rounds. Get the Walmart brand. And before I move into like my serums and toners and the rest of my routine, I did want to take a moment to touch on the Foreo Luna Fofo, which I received in my FabFitFun box in the summertime this past year. This is a cleansing device. It's travel size, so it's not a full-size Foreo, but it's one of their newer devices, and it actually has batteries that you can replace. So unlike the original Play, where after a certain number of uses you had to throw it away, this guy you can continue to use, which is awesome. And basically, this is a vibrating silicone cleansing device. It has these little nubs here that help to massage the cleanser into your skin, into your pores, get them even more deep cleaned. And I do really feel like this does make a difference when I use it. The only thing is you cannot use the Foreo with an oil-based cleanser because it will damage the silicone. So I kind of feel like it limits how often I use this unless I'm going to go through the steps of double cleansing, like going in with a balm, washing it off, and then going in with another gel cleanser. I honestly don't always do that, especially with the Green Clean wiping off so well. So this I tend to use more on my no makeup days, my light makeup days, where I might just be going in with a regular gel cleanser and that's enough to get my makeup off, or I'll go in with like Bioderma first, kind of remove the majority of my makeup, and then go in with my face wash and this to do the rest of the job. I like that this is so small and travel friendly. I kind of feel like there's no need to buy the full-size Foreo and spend like $200 when you can get this one for under $100. Like, I can't imagine the original Foreo being leaps and bounds better than this guy. But when push comes to shove, I mean, if you want to save money, using a washcloth is gonna get that extra exfoliation just as good as a fancy cleansing device. So ultimately, it's one of those things where since I have this, I use it and I like it, but I don't think you need to like run out and buy one of these if you're on a budget. So moving along, the next thing I typically do in my skincare routine is tone the skin. Now, I have been using the Pixi Glow Tonic for a while, as well as the Derma E Radiance Toner, both of which have glycolic acid in them, and I do like them, but I've been wanting to kind of like give my skin a break. I think I just had been using glycolic acid too much and it was starting to not be as effective for me. So especially with it being winter, I've been wanting to be a little bit more gentle. I've kind of toned things back a little bit. Pun not intended. So the two that I have been reaching for the most lately are the Lancome Tonique Comfort and the Pixi Rose Tonic. The Lancome one is honestly like more thick and milky. It's very hydrating. This one I like to use in the morning when I feel like my skin just needs like a little extra love. It kind of helps to prep my skin for makeup, or especially let's say like if I did like a clay mask or something really detoxing in the morning, or I decided to do a scrub, this I feel like will kind of just nourish the skin and kind of calm it and soothe it a little bit. So it's a really nice thing to reach for. It is pretty heavily fragranced though. Both of these have sort of a rose fragrance to them, so just be wary if you're sensitive to fragrance. These guys might not be the best choice for you. And the Rose Tonic is also, compared to the Glow Tonic, I feel like a little bit more soothing and gentle. It smells really nice and it's good for making sure I've gotten every last trace of makeup and cleanser off of my skin before I go in with the rest of my skincare. So this is the one I tend to use more at bedtime after removing my makeup. This is the one I tend to use more in the morning. Then next I've got like two sort of serum type products that I usually apply before I go in with my moisturizer. This one from Juice Beauty, the Stem Cellular Anti-Wrinkle Booster Serum, is amazing. I've talked about this in several videos in the past. I mentioned it in my like 10 best products I received in a subscription box in 2018. It is a pricey little number. This thing is like between $80 and $90. So I would not say that like you need to run out and buy this if you're on a budget. Like, I get it, it's crazy expensive, but it is incredible. It's a very lightweight gel textured serum that really sinks into your skin, and I feel like when I use this consistently, I notice that my skin is clearer, it's less textured, it has less fine lines, so I feel like it's doing something, and it seems to work really well with my daytime moisturizers especially. Like, with my being oily, one of my biggest sort of fears is that if I put on too much skincare or skincare that's too hydrating during the day, I'll end up looking so insanely shiny after a few hours, and I don't feel like this does that at all to me. So really enjoy it, but it is a splurge. But then on the flip side, something that's a bit more affordable is the Pixi Skin Treats Rose Caviar Essence. This is newer to me, so it's something I still am testing and trying out. I'll have to give you guys an update on what I think about this when I've been using it for a while, but it seems to have a similarly light gel-like texture. It feels really refreshing on the skin without being too heavy, which I like. And I feel like it sinks in fairly well. I mean, I do usually go in right afterwards with a moisturizer, but I've tried some serums that like dry down to this weird tight finish, and I don't get that at all with this. So far, I think it's really nice, but again, I'll keep you guys posted when I've been using it for more than just like a couple weeks. Then my next step is usually moisturizer, and I typically use very different moisturizers during the day versus at night because of the fact that I'm oily. During the day, I want very, very lightweight moisture that's gonna work well with my makeup. At nighttime, I tend to go a little bit heavier because I really wanna nourish my skin, give it that extra hydration. So my current two absolute favorite daytime moisturizers are the Purlisse Watermelon Energizing Aqua Balm and the new Wander Beauty Dive-In Moisturizer. This guy I have been using for several months now. It smells legit like a Jolly Rancher, and it's just so lightweight and refreshing while still actually hydrating your skin. It's like a gel cream texture, so it's very watery when you apply it, but it sinks right in. It makes your skin feel super good, and it doesn't leave me oily and shiny, which I really appreciate. And then this guy, this is amazing. I feel like when I use this moisturizer consistently, my skin looked so good. I honestly was sad when I ran out of the testing sample I was sent during that kind of like consumer trial that I was doing, and I just received this in the mail. This is just a little sample size. It's not the full size, which is why it's so tiny, but I'm very excited to have this on hand again, and I 100% will go out and buy the full size when I've used this up. It says it's supposed to have hydrating benefits that will last up to 72 hours, which is crazy, but I kind of believe it because it does really hydrate the skin, but again, without feeling heavy. It's a very lightweight textured moisturizer, and it works really, really well under makeup. I pretty much exclusively apply this in the mornings. I tend to use my night creams and sleeping masks and whatnot at night. So as far as a daytime moisturizer goes, I think this is amazing. It made my skin really, really happy whenever I was using it. So would definitely recommend you guys go check it out. And then for my bedtime moisturizer, I feel like I rotate through a lot of different things, mostly because I do get sent a fair amount of skincare in PR, and then I also get skincare in subscription boxes. And since my skin is oily, I'm much more likely to experiment at bedtime. I'll try out a bunch of different creams and see how they work for me. I'm way more picky and selective for daytime because, as I said, I don't like looking like a shiny, greasy mess. So there are a couple of products in my current rotation that I've been enjoying. The first of which I want to talk about is the Derma E Skin Restore Advanced Peptides and Collagen Moisturizer. This one is very thick, very rich, and luxurious, so definitely something I would only want to use at bedtime. It says you can use it morning and evening, but again, I really only like to use it at night. So this is what it looks like. It has a very light fragrance to it. I don't mind it at all. It smells a lot like the Dr. Brandt Hydrobiotic Recovery Sleeping Mask, which is the next product I'm going to show you guys. But essentially, this is a moisturizer that's supposed to help to boost collagen production. It helps to reduce the appearance of fine lines. It's very like plumping on the skin. I feel like when I really need a boost, I want my skin to be extra super glowy, this is a great product to reach for. And in a lot of ways, I feel like this is a great alternative to the Elemis Pro Collagen Marine Cream. This is like a $90 face moisturizer. It's amazing, but this I feel like is very similar in consistency, and as far as the results go, it's kind of gonna do very similar things, but for a fraction of the price. I have been testing this guy out now for about a month or so. I got it in my December Boxy Luxe box, which was awesome because I don't know if I could bring myself to spend $90 on a moisturizer. But this one smells hella expensive. It is quite heavily fragranced though, so again, if you don't like fragrances in your moisturizers, if that bothers you, be aware of that. But this is another anti-aging, much more thick, luxurious cream. Theoretically, you're supposed to use this in the daytime. They do have like a nighttime version, but this is just too heavy for me personally to use during the day with my skin being oily. As I briefly mentioned earlier, I also really like the Dr. Brandt Hydrobiotic Sleeping Mask. This is essentially a night cream, but they call it a sleeping mask. You put it on, you wear it overnight, and then you wash it off in the morning. It's this greenish gel cream type situation that when you apply it to the skin, I feel like it almost feels like water. Like it's not thick and oily feeling. It's very, very thin and lightweight, and it really just kind of sinks into the skin. But this has probiotics in it, and I feel like when my skin is looking really congested and I'm starting to have breakouts, this really is fantastic because it just kind of rebalances everything. Obviously, acne is caused by bacteria on your skin, so I feel like this kind of helps promote the good bacteria and helps to heal things and just make everything more balanced. So this, while very pricey, is really nice, and I feel like one jar lasts a fairly long time if you're only using it a couple times a week. Finally, this rose ceramide cream is something new I'm testing out. I got sent a bunch of rose infused skincare from Pixi, which is why you're seeing a lot of these products. So I'm testing them out, trying them out, seeing what I think of them. I've used this a handful of times now, and so far I like it. This is supposed to be an intensive moisturizer for your skin, so again, something I would use at night and not so much during the day. But I've heard really great things about ceramides and what they're supposed to do for your skin, so I'm very curious to see if I notice any difference using this guy more regularly. What I may end up doing is using this instead of the other moisturizers I just mentioned exclusively for like a week or two and see if I notice any differences. So one thing before we move on to the next round of products that I wanted to briefly touch on are facial rollers. So I do have two of these little guys, and I know they're kind of like a weird floofy item that seems like it may be gimmicky, but I actually really enjoy having one of these on hand. Well, I guess I have two of these on hand now. Essentially, what you do is after you've applied your skincare, you just massage the skincare into your face using the roller. And you have two different sides on this one that's smaller for your under eye area and then one that's larger for the rest of your face. And essentially, it's supposed to help increase absorption of the skincare products into your skin and also to promote lymphatic drainage. So you have lymph nodes in your neck, you have them around your ears and around your face. So if you essentially roll towards those nodes, it kind of helps to drain that lymph out, which can help to promote a healthier immune system and less puffiness and whatnot in your skin. So I find that part of the appeal of having this is just that it encourages me to actually do that facial massage technique. No, you don't need one of these to do it. You could do it with your hands, but I feel like just the very fact that I have this makes me think, oh, I'm going to use that facial roller and I'm going to do that facial massage as part of my skincare routine. It also feels really nice. I'm someone that clenches my teeth and I grind my teeth when I sleep. I wear night guards and whatnot, but I feel like the muscles around my jaws get very, very sore, and this just feels so awesome. Not to mention the fact that the stones are a little bit cooler than your fingers, so you get that nice cooling sensation. You could even throw this in your fridge if you wanted that added like coldness. I also really like using this to roll my neck and again, help to drain out those lymph nodes. So if you've been curious about these guys and whether or not they actually work, yes, I do feel like they do something. No, I don't think you need to go out and buy one, and no, I don't think you need to go out and buy an expensive one. I'm glad that I have it, but like it wouldn't be the end of the world if I didn't. And then finally, I have all of my like treatment products. So these are things I don't necessarily use every single day. I might use them once a week, or I'll alternate between these on different days of the week depending on what my skin needs. I do really love a good physical exfoliant. You have to be kind of careful and not go too overboard with scrubbing your face, but at least like once a week, especially with my skin being a little bit oily, I feel like I need a little bit of extra help getting that dead skin off. The Derma E Microdermabrasion Scrub is great for this. It is a lemony scented, very like balmy exfoliant that has micro fine crystals in it. This is pretty intense stuff. It says you can use it up to twice a week. I would maybe start with once and see how your skin does. If it's sensitive, it may be a little bit too much, but once you're kind of used to it, I think like every 3 to 4 days you could probably get away with using this product, but it will make your face as smooth as a baby's butt. That is for sure. It really does an excellent job of getting that layer of dead skin off. It's a little bit more of a pricey one from Derma E. I think this is like around $30, but if you can get it on sale, this jar I feel like will last a very long time because you don't need a lot of product per application. Like a little goes a long way with this guy. Something that's even more ridiculously expensive, but I feel like is honestly so flippin' good, is the Erno Laszlo White Marble Dual Phase Vitamin C Peel. So this is a 2-step process. You have this exfoliating balm, and then you have this like activating serum. So you go in with this guy first, and it's infused with, I think, like carrot oil and other things. It's why it's orange, but it's essentially like a very thick, almost like a cleansing balm, with lots of exfoliating particles in it. And it has this nice balance, therefore, of being extremely hydrating and gentle while also being extremely effective. So this goes on first, and then after you've massaged it in for like a minute, then you go in and add the activator to your hands and then rub this in, and then you rinse it off. And holy cow, my skin has never felt better than when I've used this. It's just amazing, but the duo is like $100, which is insane. I was sent this originally from Influencer to review. I haven't had to repurchase it yet, but I would actually consider doing that. Like, if I only had to pick one exfoliator to use forever, I could see myself picking this because that's how good it is. It just does not leave your skin dried out the way that some other exfoliants can. It doesn't damage your skin at all, but it makes it so smooth. Like, if I have texture, if I have congestion, I'll go in with this, and it just, I feel like it clears itself up in a snap. I do think it works best when you use it consistently. Like, if you use it once a week, every week, after the course of like a month, you'll notice a huge difference in your skin's texture and it just being smoother. But yeah, it's an investment as far as skincare goes. And then if I'm having like some serious pesky blackhead situation, like clogged pores that I want to just degunk, two of my favorite things to use are the Derma E Purifying 2-in-1 Charcoal Mask and the Biore Deep Cleaning Pore Strips. I usually get these in the combo pack that comes with the nose strips and the face strips, so that way I can also use them on my chin and on my forehead, because again, I have an oily T-zone and I tend to get very clogged pores and blackheads in this whole situation. And this mask is incredible if you have oily skin, for just like pulling all that gunk out of your pores. It is a little bit drying because of the charcoal and it is a little bit intense, but man, like, this is the kind of thing when once in a while I just need it. It just does an excellent job of really cleaning out your face. And oftentimes after I use a product like this or any of the scrubs I talked about, when I'm kind of like doing something really intense to my skin, I like to follow up with a sheet mask to kind of just like soothe everything and add back a ton of hydration. I have so many sheet masks, it's kind of ridiculous, but I pulled out a few brands to share with you guys just to highlight that I really like. The Souye sheet masks are awesome, and these ones are super affordable. They're only a couple of dollars and you can get them at like Target and Walmart and your local drugstores. I would definitely recommend, if you're new to sheet masking and you don't want to spend a lot of money yet, start with these guys, see if you like the whole experience, if it's something you enjoy doing, and if you do, you can like move on to the more luxury brands. Speaking of which, all the rest of these are a little bit more pricey. The Purlisse sheet masks are fantastic. I talk about these guys a lot and they're in like literally every empties video I've ever done. The watermelon are my current favorite, but I also do like the coconut and rice ones and the blue lotus and seaweed ones a lot as well. Karuna sheet masks are also fantastic. These are a little pricey, like around $8 a piece, but I feel like they hug your face really well. They're very thick and luxurious masks, and the serums in them like just really penetrate your skin. They don't leave you feeling super like sticky. Like sometimes cheap sheet masks, I feel like the serums don't really absorb into your skin. They just kind of sit on top. These ones sink in really nicely, and they're just, there's a whole bunch of different ones for different skin needs, so you can pick the one that suits you best. I haven't met a Karuna mask I haven't liked yet. And then finally, the Leader's 7 Wonders sheet masks. These are biogel masks, so they're very thin and they adhere to the skin really well. If you want to be able to like multitask while you sheet masks, these are the best because they will not slide around on your face. And I feel like, again, the serums in these really sink in and really penetrate the skin. When you go to peel these off, they're basically almost dry compared to, again, some of the cheaper cotton sheet masks. I feel like they stay really slimy for a really long time. And then finally, I have some special care products for your lips and your eyes, a few little things that I like to have on hand and I like to use. Now, I'm kind of the worst when it comes to eye creams. I've never really made it a solid habit to apply an eye cream every night, but I would like to be better about it. I'm 31 going on 32 this year, so I feel like the fine lines, if they're not here, they're coming. So I'd like to do as much preventative maintenance as possible. Currently, I'm using the Derma E Firming DMAE Eye Lift, and this is nice. It's very light for an eye cream compared to some other ones I've tried that are very, very thick. So I'm enjoying it, but I'm not, like, again, blown away. This is part of my problem with eye creams. I just haven't found one yet that has, like, stolen my heart, and I've been wanting and looking forward to putting on every day. So let me know in the comments what your recommendations are, like what are the best eye creams you've ever tried. I also have a bunch of these like eye masks from different brands. This one is from Wander Beauty. I don't use these on a regular basis. I kind of save them for special occasions. Like, let's say New Year's Eve, I was going out to a schmancy party. So while I was getting ready, I would put on these eye masks before I did my makeup to just kind of like depuff that area. I do feel like, I mean, they work kind of. They're not going to, you know, work miracles and make your wrinkles disappear, but temporarily they provide a lot of hydration to the under eye and kind of smooth things out. So if you have really bad under eye bags or under eye dryness especially, and you tend to get really flaky with like your concealer, these may be really excellent for you to look into. I think in general, these kind of eye masks are expensive for what they are. You end up spending anywhere from like a couple dollars to $5-6 per application. So depending on your needs and how often you're going to use them, they may or may not be a sound investment for you, but I like to have them on hand just in case I just need a little extra TLC in that area. The same thing goes with these lip masks. I'm not really a huge fan of these. I like the ones from Patchology the best. These ones are from K&C Beauty, and I feel like this particular lip mask, every time I've used them, they just like fall right off my face. They're not the easiest thing to kind of like multitask with, so I honestly think that just like a really good lip balm is the way to go. I'm not really into the whole lip mask thing. I have them, but more because I'm an influencer and I've been sent them than because I've bought them and like to use them. Speaking of lip balms, I could do like an entire video on lip balms. If you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comments. But just a couple that I'll highlight today are the Patchology Lip Service Gloss to Balm Treatment. This one smells legit like those butter mints that they used to serve at restaurants that are like pepperminty but not too pepperminty and really sweet and delicious. This is very, very thick and glossy on the lips. If you don't like the texture of gloss, you're not gonna vibe with this, but man, it is super, super thick and hydrating on the lips and really shiny. Do enjoy this a lot. And the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. So many people love this product, and for good reason. It again is very thick and hydrating on the lips. It smells like strawberry bubblegum. It's kind of addictive. So these are the kinds of things that live like on my nightstand. I constantly am applying lip balm throughout the day if I'm not wearing lipstick, or at night before I go to bed. I have to put some kind of lip treatment on so I don't wake up with crusty lips. I also love lip scrubs. I definitely feel like I need to exfoliate my lips fairly regularly because I wear a lot of liquid lipsticks and drying lip products. This one from Fizz and Bubble is awesome. These lip scrubs are like $7 or $8 and you get a ton in this jar. I have the pineapple coconut one, but they make this in so many different scents or flavors. So pretty much I think there's something for everybody. And honestly, while I haven't really liked much in the way of Fizz and Bubble's bath products, like they're very disappointing to me, this is really good. So it's just a sugar-based lip scrub. You just take a little bit on your finger, rub it around, and then honestly, you could probably like lick this off because it's made with sugar, but you can just go in with like a tissue or a washcloth, wipe off the excess scrub, rinse your lips off a little bit, and you're good to go. The only thing I will say is that it is messy, and lip scrubs in general tend to be messy, so I keep this on my sink next to my skincare, and I do it over the sink, so that way I'm not getting sugar all over my house. And finally, the last product that I want to mention is for those days when I have a pesky breakout, which has been much more infrequent now. I feel like because of all this excellent skincare, my skin is much less likely to have pimples. But inevitably, sometimes hormones, things, you know, it happens. And when it does, I reached for the Derma E Tea Tree and Vitamin E oil. I have to say, tea tree oil like changed my life as a person that suffered from acne. Way back in the day, I used to have very frequent breakouts, especially when I was younger. I think my hormones were just super crazy and I tended to get a lot of hormonal acne. I had been on basically every topical prescription that a dermatologist could give you. I had taken antibiotics, birth control pills, basically everything short of Accutane. I've tried it and I have had mixed success with a lot of things, and the only topical product that used to really do anything for me was benzoyl peroxide, but it will bleach all of your sheets and your towels, and it sucks. So when I discovered tea tree oil, it basically changed my world because this is just as effective, I feel like, at killing the bacteria on your skin that causes acne. But it doesn't have any of the downsides. It doesn't dry out my skin, it doesn't bleach anything, and it doesn't leave me like red and peely. It's so good. And this particular one is so natural. Literally the only ingredients that are in here are tea tree oil and vitamin E. And that's it. There is nothing else. There's no alcohol, there's no fillers. So if you want something really natural that will help to heal your breakouts and make them go away faster, this little guy, it's like $11 for this bottle and it will last you a century because there's a lot in here and you just need a little teeny tiny bit on certain areas to spot treat them. All right, guys, so that about wraps things up for today's video. I hope it was fun for you to see my current skincare routine. I know there were a lot of products in here, but I do try a lot of skincare, and I do try things from several different price points. So I hope there was something in here that was useful for you. Maybe you got some good new recommendations or some ideas for how you can switch up and improve your own current skincare routine. Let me know in the comments section, what's your skin type? Are you dry? Are you oily? Are you combination? I'm really curious. I know I talk to a lot of you guys fairly often, and I realize we may have completely and totally different skin types. So let me know what your skin type is. Let me know what some of your current favorite skincare products are. I love hearing from you guys and hearing your recommendations. And on that note, I feel like Mother Nature is telling me it's time to go because the wind has been relatively quiet while I've been filming, and now all of a sudden it is howling like crazy outside. So I'm gonna let you guys go and get back to it, but I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.